Good afternoon, profitable traders. Welcome to the New York Market Caller session. This is just going to be a recap of the analysis we had earlier and to see what the market did. So starting off with the DXY, in the weekly time frame, we actually were looking out for price to trade all the way to 107.581 over a speculated period of time, long period of time, of course, and down to the daily time frame, we flipped from point A to point B, and we also mentioned that price traded into 61.8% fib level, held up that point, and it seems to push to the upside. So we actually mentioned that we are looking out for price to clear the high at 99.250. This is the daily time period, daily time frame, pardon. So we're looking at this from a long-term perspective. And before our time frame, let's look at what we actually were speculating was going to happen. We're expecting that price should sweep above this double top because there's liquidity residing there. Right, so down to the 1 hour time frame, let's see what we actually were speculating for price to do. On 1 hour time frame, though bullish, we were actually looking out for price to retrace right back into the left shoulder at 97.815. There's still more room for some push to the downside for USD. We're looking out for a sell to buy. It's selling to a point of interest, which is the left shoulder residing at 97.815 on the 1 hour time frame. I'm not sharing my screen. Apologies. Can you see my screen now? I'm assuming that my screen can be seen and my screen is being shared at the moment. Thank you for the feedback, Anna. So I was saying that we're looking out for a sell to buy. We wanted to see price retrace right back into the left shoulder at 97.815. Right, and then during the news release, we actually saw this push to the downside. There's still more room for DXY, beg your pardon, to sell all the way to the left shoulder. And apparently, we're actually looking out for points of interest as to where to enter the sell from, right? So we actually did look out for points of interest. There's one right here, shoulder sweep break. Price actually returned right back into the left shoulder and sold off that point. Since there's still room for at least one more push to the downside, I expect to look out for more entry positions to take the sell on the DXY. Let's head down to Euro USD to see what the market did. So on the monthly time frame, in the weekly time frame, beg your pardon, for Euro USD, we're actually looking out for price to retrace right back into 1.06762 because there's a left shoulder residing right there. And on the daily time frame, we started seeing structure forming through the downside, lower highs and lower lows. And of course, although there are points of interest as to where we were speculating that price was going to strengthen from, this left shoulder right here at 1.16269 sweep to the downside break to the upside, price was meant to react to this point, but kept stalling. So the next point of interest I'm looking out for is this IUFED right here, fair value gap to the right and to the left for me to start warming up from. If that doesn't happen, then we rest assured that price wants to clear out the low at 1.13917 on the daily time frame. And down to the 4 hour time frame, let's see what price has for us. On the 4 hour time frame, you can actually spot the classic box pattern. It's not so obvious, So we may see one more push to the upside for price to trade into 1.16728, and then we will be looking at sell off from that level. On the 1 hour time frame, pretty much shoulder at 1.16728, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. Remember that we were actually looking out for buy opportunities on Euro USD, short-term buys, of course, because we wanted to catch the retracement. We wanted to catch the buy all the way into the left shoulder, residing at 1.16728. Price is currently approaching that level, and since there's still more room for at least one more push to the upside before we start selling Euro USD, I'm looking out for buy opportunities, short-term buys, of course. Except I'm willing to wait for the sale to play out, right? For price to get to a point of interest, then I wait for the sale to play out. If that is not happening, I will be looking out for buy opportunities. You can spot a classic box pattern here, shoulder sweep, not a sharp sweep to the downside, right? But then we've seen an eventual break to the upside. This will be the next point as to where we're taking the buy of Euro USD. So once price retraces into 1.16159, rest assured that I will be looking out for buy opportunities on Euro USD. GBP USD being last on our list. Of course, we want to see sell off into 1.4930 on the weekly time frame, because a point of interest, the left shoulder is there. We've been looking at this for a couple of weeks now. And now daily time frame, we're seeing structure to the downside. We're not seeing price break above, instead we're seeing price break below. So this is exactly where I want to target for the sell of GBP USD on the daily time frame. We want to see price clearing the low at 1.31842 on the daily time frame. And down to the 4-hour time frame also. The 4-hour time frame, I'm just looking out for more sell opportunities. 4-hour time frame. I'm looking out for price to clear the low right here at 1.32500. Now to the 1-hour time frame, let's see what price has for us. The 1-hour time frame, I'm also looking out for a buy to sell, right? Because this has already been fulfilled. Classic box pattern for this, right? Shoulder, sweep, break, price return into that level, that region per se, and we're seeing more push to the downside. Right, on the 15 minutes time frame, let's see what's going on here. So, classic box pattern, shoulder at 1.33798, sweep, break, right? This looks like a return, and then price actually filled this fair value gap, and we saw some push to the downside, right? So if there are more entry opportunities for, okay, you can spot one on 5 minutes time frame for the buy, shoulder, because there's still room for GU to, buy. Shoulder at 1.13310, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. We want to see price do this. Trade right back into this left shoulder, and I'm willing to buy. If you have questions at this point, kindly type in the chat box. If you have questions at this point, nothing is clear. If you have a different bias from everything that has been said, we would like to look at the market from your own perspective. Right, registration for the FX Bootcamp training is currently ongoing. You can send us a message on 081 60 99 50 30 for more inquiries on how to go about the registration. If there are no questions, we'll be going on a short break and we will be back for the second segment of today's New York market color session. Don't go anywhere. Lincoln will be coming up very soon for his own analysis. Stay tuned.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Market Color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. So this afternoon, we'll be going straight into the recap of what we have so far on the precious metal. From there, we'll be heading to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket, and we use that to interpret our observation on the yen correlated pair. All right, for the precious metal this morning, we are expecting that price should retrace all the way, buy all the way. So first take out liquidity at this point, then trade into this flip zone, and we are going to look for opportunity to short, knowing fully well that we are seeing more of a pullback. All right, so that is what we are looking out to do on the for our time frame for the precious metal. And if you look at it very well from the 1 hour time frame too, we've not really seen any clear pulse entry for our buy. So if you go to the lower time frame, like 15 minutes now, just on 15 minutes now, we now have a similar entry for the buy, because now it just printed a signature for the buy to sell. All right, so we have a shoulder just at this particular region. So if by any means price pull back a bit into this zone, then we look for opportunity to join the buy all the way into this flip zone that we mark at this top here, right? So when price gets here, then we sell. In a nutshell, this is what we are looking out for to see on the buy to sell on the precious metal, right? Continue to sell to the downside. Okay, so if you check, let's quickly take a look at the 5 minutes to confirm the move. So on the 5 minute time frame, we have a very clear confirmation there, as this is the shoulder, the sweep, and we have the break with liquidity at this point. So we expect that price should come and take out this liquidity around this point. And if price takes it out, then we look for entry signature just as we have here around this zone, and we follow it all the way back up again. All right. So that is that for the precious metal moving forward. Okay, so now let's quickly move to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. For the yen basket, remember our analysis this morning is there's still high probability for price to come all the way to this zone that we marked out, which is the shoulder on the 1 hour time frame. You can see very well, you'll discover this is the shoulder. So there's high probability price get there, and if price get there, that means we are going to see a buy to sell on the yen correlated pairs. Okay, now this is it on 1 hour time frame. Let's go to GBP JPY to interpret this. Remember, we said for GBP JPY this morning, the reason why we are not ready to sell GBP JPY is because of this move that we still have showing up on the GBP JPY, because this is where the shoulder is. Now, if price is going to get to this zone on GBP/JPY, then it will have gotten to that level 2 on the yen basket, which is just a flip of what we have here on the yen basket that is showing up again here on the GBP/JPY. So as price trade into this zone, we look for opportunity to sell, and if for any reason price move further than that, then that means price is coming to take out liquidity at this particular top here that we have. So we are going to see price grabbing this liquidity after tapping into this shoulder region because of the 1 hour reference. Then you begin to see a short all the way back down. Now the short back down, remember price has been bouncing off a trend line all the way here. The short back down is we expect price to break this line, and if we see this, meaning this is what we're expecting to see on GBP JPY. We want to see this happen, then price break this to the downside, and if after price break it down, you may see a pullback a bit to it and a continuation to the downside. So just let's have this here for next week. This is what we are expecting to see moving forward for next week on GBP JPY. All right, so lastly for EUR JPY, let's quickly check if we have similar move. For EUR JPY to this morning, remember we said EUR JPY already got into strong POI. As price now this morning during the Asian session, price attempted to take out this liquidity point here, but it did that properly during the London session. So we expect to see a sell-off on EUR JPY anytime soon, right? We want to see a sell-off on EUR JPY anytime soon. And because of the buy that is going on GBP JPY, there's most likely we see more of a range on EUR JPY. Then GBP JPY will buy off, the EUR JPY will range. Then we now begin to see all of them collapse down as soon as the yen basket gets to its POI or the buy, which is the 1 hour pulse pattern. All right. So in a nutshell, this is what we are looking out to see on EUR JPY today. So we are going to see something similar like this into next week. Then we are going to see a break. Then after the break, we see a pullback a bit and we continue to follow to the downside. Knowing fully well that we still have a lot of reference price is still expected to come and close off this gap, and this is going to be a very great move to the downside for EUR JPY. So this is it all for the yen correlated pair, and at the same time for the precious metal. If there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box, then we can quickly look at it all together. And if there's no question, then this is going to be the end of the market call for today, brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. Remember, this is Friday and the close of the trading week. So trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lee. Cheers and God bless.